Hey, chess lovers, welcome back to the Chessyard. This is Dhairya Bagga. I just played a game of chess. Just came back from office. I thought I'll just quickly play and record a video as well. I just touched back 1900, being fluctuating from 1900. I think I reached to 1999 as my peak rating in Blitz, and then came back to 1800 levels, and now back to 1900. Yeah, form is temporary. Just wanted to share you this game where my accuracy for the game was 85%. And if you see again, the eval bar says it was mostly in my control, and again playing solid chess. I hope there's something to take away and you improve your chess. Let's begin the review of this. My opponent here starts off with e4, and my standard response has been c6 and d5 with black, no matter what my opponent does. And yeah, I'll show you how simplified structure this Caro Khan gives me. So opponent takes here. So the exchange variation, you can say I capture back in the center. Opponent develops the pawn. Uh, Knight is developed to f6. All book moves so far. Bishop comes to d3 for white, and generally, it's considered to develop the knight first, so that knights before bishops is that saying. But yeah, I like to develop my bishop first, pinning this knight straight away. Open castles, and I play e6. Not in a hurry to develop my knight. Also opening up a diagonal for my bishop, just in case wherever I want to keep it, keeping it flexible for now. Opponent plays c3, solidifying the center, and I play a6. Now a6 is sometimes passive, and that's why computer calls it inaccuracy. The idea is to not deal with bishop to b5 or queen to a6, basically, which is a check, and then I have to put my knight. Then suddenly a battery is lying up. All that's well defended, the square, but yeah. Sometimes I feel suffocated with that kind of a structure, so rather playing a6 straight away. Opponent develops the dark square bishop now, pinning my knight. So I remove the pin immediately by just playing my bishop behind the knight, so that whenever I'm willing to move my knight to any of the squares, then we can trade off the bishops. So that would be fine. Opponent develops the other knight, so that they can now move their queen away. Both the knights are connected. I go with now queen to b6. So whenever generally the bishop comes out, the b2 pawn is weak, and I went for it straight away. It's also called as the poison pawn because suddenly then rook can come in, which is defended well with queen and rook. And once you move your queen back, suddenly your b7 pawn is hanging, and if you just end up castling, you will lose the bishop as well. So yeah, that can be a tactical mistake as well to go for the pawn early. So yeah, just developed my queen. Didn't mean to take the pawn straight away. Opponent develops the queen as well, giving a check. So I came with tempo, developing a piece, and uh, stopping this check with my knight development. Opponent goes for b4. Now again, opponent wanted to ensure that there are no threats on the b pawn in the future. I castle. So sorry. God bless me. So yeah, I castled here, and computer saying, "Why did you castle? You should have just kicked the bishop first." Again, there was no problems in castling to begin with. So yeah, computer sometimes is thinking that everyone is playing at Magnus level. No, we don't. Now pawn is pushed forward because I have castled already, so I can take with the pawn. My rook is not hanging. Otherwise, if I wouldn't have castled, then this rook would have. Then I cannot take. Basically. But yeah, I can take now. Opponent takes with the queen, offering a queen trade. Now, whenever I'm offered a queen trade, I don't go for it unless I'm in advantage. which I didn't feel by taking the queen right away. If I was a pawn up or something, I might have done that. So I just moved my queen backwards. Now opponent is playing bishop to h4, sensing maybe ace h6 coming on the board, and also maybe with the plans of bishop to g3 attacking my queen. I get a chance to rook lift, attack the queen, so I did. Opponent goes back to queen b3, which again allows me to move my rook and attack the queen and the pawn behind it. So queen has to move to a square to defend the pawn as well, which is b2, and now I double up the rooks. So yeah, it's always helpful to develop your rooks wherever on whichever file they are. In most cases, opponent goes back with the bishop, asking me to move my queen or do a maybe a bishop trade. But the bishop trade could have been problematic here. If the opponent takes and I take, I can suddenly lose my b7 pawn, right? So have to be careful while trading. These are the small mistakes when which we make, and end up impacting our end game, and we lose. So yeah, those small trades can be crucial. Uh, so I just moved my queen to c8, which is again a best move as well, because I still hang on to the pawn. The opponent now tries to attack my b7 pawn with the battery. So I took the pawn here. I could have computer instinct, just go back with the knight, defend the pawn further. I thought, okay, let's trade the pawns. You can take my b pawn, I'll take your a pawn. So we traded, and now I took the queen as well. Opponent takes back with the rook. I took the knight. So I was thinking, my rook is on the seventh and on the second rank, and it can be helpful eventually if I move other pieces from there. So knight takes here. So yeah, it's kind of an equal game, slightly in favor of black for now. So the trades were not bad. I just bring back my bishop so that there is, just in case in the future, if bishop is played, then I cannot move my knight because this would be hanging, right? So I move the bishop first. Opponent plays h3. I think always a resourceful move to have, so that you don't end up having a back rank mate in any of the cases. I went ahead with knight onto the center, attacking the bishop. I was actually willing to take the bishop or the pawn, so opponent will take. I took back, attacking the knight, which now comes to g5, attacking my pawn. And here I think I took some time. So already, if you see the clocks, I was at 1:35. Opponent had 2 minutes on the clock. So yeah, I'm in a 25 second disadvantage to say, and yeah, it's not a easy end game to navigate because I have double pawns, and this is a weak pawn and will be gone for sure, right? So I have to find and play some good chess in a less time. So I started off with knight attacking the rook. So again, took some time, as I said. So now the time difference is further increased. So I just wanted to create some, counterplay and attack the rook. Opponent now goes back with the rook, so that both the rooks are also again connected. Now I place my knight onto c4 with the idea of a fork, and attacking both the rooks. So opponent now brings rook to d1, so that I cannot go ahead with my knight, which gives me a square. So computer still suggesting that go ahead with your plan, go ahead with the knight. It's defended, and you're attacking the rook. But yeah, I just went with pawn forward because I wanted to solve this pawn problem, so that opponent is not taking my pawn for free, and I am okay to exchange. So the idea was, once the opponent takes, I'll take back with the knight. That's what happens. I take back, and my opponent now attacks my knight again without looking that now g2 is weak. So I took g2 with the rook, and as soon as I do, it's defended rook, of course. Well, the opponent has only one square for the king, and as soon as they go back, I take the bishop. So now clear advantage, and now it's an easy end game from here on. Opponent attacks the rook with their knight. I took another pawn. They move their king. Now I come back with the knight so that again, just in case I need to move the rook, it's free to move. Opponent goes with king to g2. I now offer a rook trade because again, if you take, it's helpful. If you don't, your knight is hanging, and they move the knight now, but they move the knight to the wrong square because I don't need to take the rook now. I can also give another check, and I can take another knight for free. So yeah, these small tactics I was able to make, but yeah, I think the turning point was not letting go of basically not giving a free pawn, and hanging on by just basically attacking a rook first, which made my opponent think that where do they want to put the rook back. I could move ahead with the knight, which was leading into a fork, which they saved, allowed me to push the pawn. And whenever pawns are so close, people feel that that scariness is always there, that the pawn might promote at any point in time. So they took here, I took back, and rest was easy from there on. Yeah, so hang in there. Some small counterplays can definitely be helpful. Easy opening structures that give you solid openings are always helpful. Don't give that easy advantage in the openings. First 10 moves are always important to develop, and then take them into a middle game where both of you have chances, and then yeah, slowly grab onto the opportunities that come in along the way. I hope this was helpful and you enjoyed. And if you did, please do subscribe to the channel, and I shall see you again tomorrow, most likely. So, yeah, thank you so much and have a great day. Take care. Bye bye.